Just two adjacent girls living in a lovely world. They took a podcast train going anywhere, but kind of specifically through Austin, Texas. Yeah, hook 'em horns.
Adjacent, very near, next to, or touching. Our tailgate is adjacent to the left field fence. ADJACENT, adjacent.
All right, it's that time at the podcast where it's time to pay the bills.
Pay the bills.
We are so grateful because we've got some incredible sponsors supporting us this April. Can you believe it?
I can. I love it.
These are people and businesses we truly love, and we know you will too. First up, our OG, our day one, the Grabe Enterprises home of JB Goodwin's A-Team. Adrienne has been a trusted realtor in the Central Texas for over 25 years. And I have to tell you, we've worked with them and the team for the A-Team and Shelly and Adrienne. And oh my gosh, he is honest, straightforward, reliable, and just all around great human. And he's my brother. He is my brother, which, let's be honest, is exactly who you want helping you to buy and sell a home. So if you're thinking about making a move in Central Texas, call Adrienne, text Adrienne, just get Adrienne and Bob. He's your guy. That's our first number one sponsor. Sponsor number two, Cornucopia Popcorn. It's our flavor experts, Nadia and Mike from Cornucopia Popcorn. And y'all, this is not your average popcorn. We're talking everything from dill pickle to s'mores with over 40 plus flavors to sample. Vegan options, gluten-free options, something for every craving. They were even voted Austin's best sampling room. So yes, you absolutely need to go try it for yourself. And get this small but mighty team of 15. They popped over 45,000 pounds of popcorn last year. Sold 2,900 tins, 2,900 tins, and donated to 97 nonprofits. They are a true giver in our community. We love a business that gives back. So whether you need corporate gifts and after-school snacks or just a treat for yourself, Cornucopia has you covered. Use code ShodyMedia, all caps, for 10% off. And now you can even order on Amazon. Link is in our show notes. Please go support Cornucopia, who supports so many people in Austin. Sponsor number 3, that's it. YGIM, new for April. And we are so excited to welcome a brand new sponsor this month. YGM, family owned and operated since 1998. Wow. They're serving Austin and the surrounding areas. These guys do great. Basically everything. What are we talking about? We're talking about sheetrock, painting, texturizing, popcorn ceiling removal. Thank goodness. Water damage and repair, decks, siding, fencing, plumbing, electrical, handyman work, kitchen and bathroom upgrades, and even make readies for rentals or sales. They did our back gazebo area for our pergola for our outdoor pool area. And if your house is in need of any help, any kind of upgrade, any kind of just something to make it look a little nicer, call YGIM and they can handle it. Call 512-937-9604 or contact Casey Solari at yahoo.com. She's our sister. We love her. Save that number because you will need it at some point. All right, friends. If you are loving what we are doing over here at Adjacent Podcast, you can support us by joining our Patreon for only $5 a month or becoming a sponsor yourself with your company or just because you love the podcast so much. All the info is in the show notes and on ShodyMedia.com. All right. What do you think, Shelly? Do you think we're going to get to pay all the bills and keep the lights on?
Let's keep the lights on.
All right, let's get back to the show. Let's get adjacent.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Adjacent, you guys. We have a very special guest. We have Daniel back on our podcast, and he is going to give us an update and tell us what's going on in his life. And Daniel is he's a wonderful human and we love having him on the podcast before. He's a great speaker and we still are manifesting him to be at on ESPN or on, doing the Olympics someday. And we're really excited about all of his dreams and we want to be there for it. So, Daniel, what's been going on? You've had a big year.
Man, it's been a year since we last talked, and there's been some things that have happened in my life. In November, I just had a baby. His name is Colin. So he's now 4.5 months old. He's got a little bit of a cleft lip, but we had surgery on it, so God's going to take care of that. And so far he's done really well with that.
How has it been how are the siblings getting along?
Ben, my oldest, he's 6 years old. He's done really well with Colin.
Oh, good.
He's been a really good brother, big brother to Colin.
Nice. And how's mom doing? How is she feeling after baby number 2?
She's tired, but she's got joy with the boys, and they both bring joy in our life and peace into our life, and it's been great.
Well, good. What are you doing with work these days? What have you been up to?
I still referee. I still do those 3 sports of softball, volleyball, basketball. I am going back into the school system to get my teaching certification to be a special ed teacher.
I read that. That's exciting. So are you taking classes right now?
I am going through an alternative certification program called Texas Teachers of Tomorrow.
Yes.
And there's training hours I've got to do, observation hours, as well as taking tests.
Oh, wow. Wow. Does any of your previous work count as your observation hours?
My job as working in the school system counts as some of the hours.
Oh, good. Good. Well, I'm sure any school that gets to hire you as a special ed teacher is going to be very excited to have you on board. So what else? How are the sports going? What's been going on with the sports world?
Well, yesterday I had a college game, so that was really good. It was a Division II game in the Dallas area, so that was a really good game. Just my aspiration right now is to be calling Division I games, and then long term is to do the College World Series and do the Olympics.
Yeah.
That would be the ultimate goal for it overall. But right now, as a softball umpire, and that is to call at the Division I level.
Nice. What softball team are you thinking is gonna make it to the College World Series? Who's gonna be in the final this year?
I think you got some really good teams. I think OU's always there. Texas is going to be there. I think Tennessee has got a chance. And then Texas Tech. Those are some teams that really come strong into mind immediately that when I think of those teams.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Do your kids get to come and watch you ump?
Yeah. They do. My wife comes. My wife has came to see me call state twice for the state of Texas at the high school level. One of the funniest questions my 6-year-old said is, "Have I ever thrown a coach out of the game before?" And I thought it was really hilarious when he said that.
Have you?
I have.
Why? What did they do? What did they do?
What did they do?
Yeah.
They cussed me.
Ooh. Wow.
So I was like, I don't like to be talked like that, so you're out of here.
Nice. Well, good. Yeah, don't put up with that. You're like, no thanks. I don't need to be cussed at. Appreciate it. We got Jody here.
Hi, Jody.
Hi, how are you? Sorry I'm
I'm
late.
good.
We were talking about sports, and he told us about his new baby
Yeah.
and 2 little ones at home, and everybody's doing well, and, he still wants to get into umping that D1 and
Yes.
get to World Series and the Olympics.
Yes, I want that
Yeah.
for you. We've got to do it.
Yes.
Agreed. Agreed. And you told me the other day you're applying for a TED Talk?
I am sent several applications to several locations, such as to get into TED Talk. TED Talk and going international as a public speaker. Those are my ultimate goals right now as a speaker.
Nice.
What
And
would
that's
the
how
topic be for TED Talk, or do you have multiple topics that you want to talk about?
My topic would be, in summary, I would talk about what to do after receiving an autism diagnosis, the steps of what you need to do to become successful after receiving a diagnosis.
Love that. That's great.
and what do you think?
Guidance for parents as well? Sorry, Shelly.
This would be guidance for parents as well. This would be help at any age, whether you're 5 being diagnosed or 25 like myself, or if you're 55, what to do and take those steps to become successful.
Love it.
And what do you think those steps are, Daniel? What would you recommend?
I think the first thing that comes to mind is finding successful people in the autism community. You
That's
have
a
to
good one.
you have to have people who've been there and done that before. I remember when I first got diagnosed, I was like, is there anyone that's like me? Is there anyone that's been successful with this condition? Because that was my way of finding out if if I could be successful. And that's one of the first things I did. Another one was being a student of the condition. You have to really understand it. You have to read about it. You have to attend conferences. You have to interact with other people in that field to understand things. Those are a couple of things that come to mind.
Those are good. Yeah, those are good ones.
I think
Those
Shelly, in your community, with the community, they really tapped into each other's resources. What do you know as a parent? What have you done? What are the therapies you're in? What other resources are available? What government entities have you tried to tackle and have found some success in that? So, I mean, it can be very daunting. So I think that's so smart. Be a student of the condition. Educate yourself.
No, I think that's really smart. And what other tips do you have, Daniel?
What other what else is going on?
Yeah, what else is going on in your life?
Just the boys are keeping me busy. My wife is keeping me busy, and just work. I mean, working in the school system while going for the alternative certification, while sending applications for TED Talk. I'm always open to looking at getting speaking gigs. That is what is going on personally in my life. I'm just trying to take it one day at a time. Just try to maximize the 86,400 seconds in a day in this world and fulfill it.
Yeah.
May I ask, with having 2 littles at home now, and like how do you deal with the sensory stress of that? Like having a baby and a little kid, yeah. How do you deal with it? How do you manage it for yourself?
How do I manage it? That's hard. It really is hard. Sometimes I'm up in the wee hours of the morning feeding our 4-month-old, and I'm closing my eyes going, and I'm just hanging on sometimes. And I just try to be resilient, honestly, through the situation. I try to be really strong in my personality and will it, but also know that I've got a little vulnerability to know that I'm human and I'm tired too.
Yeah.
That's
How
give
is your
yourself.
wife handling the babies as well?
She's a tough trooper. She really is a tough trooper with being able to wake up in the mornings and work and just we just try to maximize every day. We try to plan ahead. We try to prepare ahead to the best of our ability. We have a calendar app that we do what we need to get done for each day and where we're going to be, wherever I'm going to be officiating, or what she's going to be doing for the day and what needs to get done. And as I say again, we try to maximize those 86,400 seconds in a day.
It keeps you busy. We've all been there. Daniel. You're not alone. It's incredible. How has your baby with the cleft palate, how has that, what was the process for you guys? How did that feel for you guys?
It's a big one. Yeah.
The process was we had to get him to get some surgery. And we just know the feeding was going to be a little bit different. And so that's what came to mind with that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just, have they made a lot of growth and advancements in working with babies with cleft palates?
They have.
Good.
They have.
Good.
I should show you before and after pictures of it.
Mm-hmm. That's incredible.
I've seen some on social media on your Facebook page. Yeah, as I'm like, thank goodness, yeah. But just that process had to be hard on y'all emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard. Was that expected, or when the baby was born, did y'all realize after the birth, or were you seeing signs in vitro of the cleft palate?
We knew nothing about it actually during pregnancy.
Yeah.
So when the baby happened, it was like, and they explained it to us, and they said this is manageable, and it gave us hope. And
good.
And in the Bible, it talks about how that child is fearfully and wonderfully made. So that's how that was my hope with this child. And and Colin's been great for these 4 months for us.
Oh, good. Glad everything's going well. I know in the past that would have been more of a lifelong situation, but it sounds like the doctors and surgeons have made a lot of advancements. So he has a positive prognosis in his future. I love that. That's wonderful.
That's so wonderful. Oh my gosh.
So are you, as a dad of 2 boys, and even if you have daughters one day, do you hope that they become big sports people like yourself? And if so, how are you going to ensure that happens?
My 6-year-old is getting swimming lessons. He just finished basketball season, and he's already into t-ball right now.
Yes.
So I've already installed that with him, and we watch sports on TV, and he asks a lot of questions. So I don't need to force it upon him. He's already been ingrained into it. Colin, the other day he was watching sports on TV, and sometimes when we watch sports on TV, I'll show him the mechanics of the game, and I'll I'll get his arm and I'll do out or foul ball or safe. And I'll work with him on that.
Oh, I love that.
So cute.
But I do think about it. There could be a day where I work with Ben and we do softball games together. There's a part of me that goes, I would love to have that happen, but I'm not going to force it upon him. I want him to be him.
Of course, of course. I have to tell you, we are big sports people, and none of my kids are into sports, like at all. Zero, zilch, nada. We tried really hard. We tried really, really hard. So they're going to kind of pick their path no matter how much you try.
Yeah.
Daniel, have you had any speaking engagements since we saw you last?
The last one was in September.
Okay.
And that was in Stanford University. And it was a neurodiversity conference. And I was in part of a panel sharing about the academic side with people on the autism spectrum. I've worked to try to get other ones. Mine is now more, I've been more focused on the advocating side. I was in an event with out in Houston recently where we were doing something to a technology related. That went really well. So and then I did a podcast with another lady. I've got to show this to you, Shelly. One of the connections from the podcast, she did a little 90-second clip of me doing umpiring a high school game. So she umpired a high school game.
I love it.
And I got to ask questions, and you get to see a little bit of a human side of me as an umpire, where I actually talk about the nerves of the game, the adrenaline of the game, wanting to be perfect, knowing how to handle conflict with coaches, all those factors that come into mind.
It's so many skills you're tapping into and emotions you're tapping into during a game, because they could get pretty heightened over there. And when you're an umpire, for sure, I feel like people get very passionate when they're looking at it from their lens, you know.
Well, and Daniel, before you jumped on, Jody, Daniel was telling me that his son asked him if he's ever had to throw a coach out, and Daniel has.
Oh gosh, I'm sure.
Not fun.
And what was the behavior that was being exhibited by the coach that got him kicked out or her kicked out?
This was actually in a college game, and I got cussed out at. So I didn't appreciate being cussed out at.
Yeah.
So I tossed her.
Boom, you're out of here. Don't
You're
talk
out of here.
Good.
Can you tell us which college? You don't have to. You don't have to.
But
I'll tell you privately.
Okay.
I'll tell you privately.
And what close words were those? So I make sure I don't use those.
Yeah. That is incredible. I know you have a long day ahead of you and a long night ahead of you. We hope you get your TED Talks. If there's anything we can do to help press your TED Talks, we're glad to speak on your behalf or recommend you highly.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
How have y'all been?
Oh, thank you. We've been very busy with the podcast. It's like,
yeah,
we've had so many great interviews like yourself, so many different people coming from all different sides of the world. And it's been really fun to, connect with people's stories like yourself. We love to hear just the human connection. That's what we're all about, just the connection. So yeah. What about you, Shelly? What have you been up to?
No, same. We really really love this process, and we're very grateful for it. And we're grateful that people like you will share your stories with us. I met Daniel at a conference about 5 years ago now, Daniel, and I was very moved by his share, and his presentation, just really hit home. And I mentioned Daniel to many other families and other, exhibits and stuff like that. And I was like, you really want to hear Daniel's story. It's very powerful. And so I'm so grateful that you're willing to share it, Daniel. It is impressive.
It's impressive and inspiring. And I think the world needs to hear it. So getting on a stage like TED Talks, I think, is an incredible, motivating goal. And I have a feeling it's going to happen. I would like to ask you one more question. As the DSM is starting to change, how do you think that might affect services for families that maybe they have higher functioning members of their family on the spectrum? How do you think that might affect the services?
To be frank, I really don't know much about the changes that are going to happen with the latest DSM. I really don't know, but I do know of this condition that it's kind of affiliated with autism with some of the folks that are in it, and it's called PDA. Some said it's pathological demand of avoidance, but I think it could be changed to pervasive drive of autonomy. And it's basically the drive of independence. And that's really known internationally, and I think it's going to be known more in the years to come in America.
Well, I had heard the PDA with the avoidance. I do like that terminology where it's moving towards autonomy. And do you feel like it's because some people are avoiding having autonomous moments, or do you think it's because of the demand avoidance? Why do you like that terminology better than the demand avoidance?
I think it's a nicer term, pervasive drive of autonomy. If you hear the word autism, in Greek, it means autos. And what does that mean in Greek, autos? It means that we're in our own little world. That's what autism is. So many people want to be in their own little world. Even I do sometimes want to be in my own little world. When I'm got a lot of things going on in my mind, or a lot of things I want to accomplish or get done for the day, I tend to be in my own little world. And I tend to be in my own hyper-focused situations. And I think that's a huge part of it.
Yes, I agree. I think that, and sometimes when you feel like you can't get out of your brain or get out of that world for a bit, it can be very challenging and bring up a lot of emotions when you feel like there's something kind of cyclical in there that won't stop, it just keeps playing over like a broken record. It can be very, you just want it to stop sometimes, that inner voice. But I do think I've had students that their parents were using the demand avoidance, and I was like, that's interesting terminology. I could definitely see. I like the softer terminology. I think it's good that we lead more towards the positivity instead of looking at the negative end of diagnosis, because I think if we start there, then it can kind of help us with the scope of where we're going in a positive direction, instead of looking at like, this is their shortcoming, their shortfalls and stuff.
Well, I feel like the avoidance is talking about external versus what's going on inside. And I just want to do, I want autonomy. I want my own. And so I think that's very interesting. This is a new term for me. I haven't heard this being used.
I was on Facebook one day and I just heard about it, and I still don't know much about it, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
But if this is true about the pervasive drive of autonomy, it's certainly true, because I could see people want to do things independently. They don't want to be part of any other people. I could really see that. I could see that the pervasive means it spreads everywhere. So I could see them want to do their own thing and when they want to do it. I could see people who have this condition be great entrepreneurs, because when you're an entrepreneur, you get to do it when you want to do it, mostly in your own timing.
For sure. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you do have to work at a team, and then it makes that a little more challenging. But if you can learn to balance it, I think that's the skills that we have to teach when someone wants to be fully autonomous. And autonomy is a great thing, but there's times when we have to lean in on each other as well in a community. So
Very interesting.
important. But yeah, I love this terminology. I'm so glad you've again need to be taught these things, Daniel. You're great. You're basically sending us into the next area of learning new information. I love it so much.
Yeah, and we're so curious, and we need your voice to share this, with everybody. And so I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, keep us posted. We're gonna keep manifesting. You get that TED Talk.
Gotta happen.
Go hug those boys. Go hug those boys and enjoy your night.
Thank you. Y'all enjoy it. Keep doing what you're doing with your podcast.
Oh, come on anytime. We love to hear from you.
Thank
you.
All right.
Take care. Bye, Daniel.
Bye-bye.
Yeehaw.